Hey, what's going on, guys? Archer Mark here, and I'm back with another Star Wars figure review. Today I have a very cool pack from the 6-inch scale Black Series, Star Wars Black Series. This is the Wampa with Luke Skywalker and Hoth gear, and I love this pack, and I'm glad to have finally added this to my collection. I know it's a little bit of an older pack at this point, but I finally was able to purchase this off Amazon not too long ago, and I just got it out of the pack, and thought it was really worth doing a review because both figures I think are top notch. So we'll just take these out of frame for a moment, just show you the packaging real quick. It's a big box to enclose the figures. Standard window box. This is bit older style packaging, but we do have Star Wars The Black Series logo. See in the blue writing here, Luke Skywalker and Wampa, and ages 4 and up. You have the Hasbro logo. You have the Luke little profile pic there, and nothing on either side. Pretty plain. On the back we have this black and white photo, or all you see is Luke being dragged through the snow by the Wampa, and you just see that little bit of the Wampa's hand there and his feet dragging him. Star Wars The Black Series, again, you got the little mini bio here. While on patrol, Luke and his Tauntaun are attacked by a vicious Wampa. The creature hangs Luke upside down in its cave, but Luke uses the Force to escape. Steady. Hey, steady girl. Hey, what's the matter? You smell something? Just a little one quote that we get from Luke. And, we get Hasbro logos, Disney logos, StarWars.com, all that stuff. So there's the packaging. Now on to the figures. And let's see, we'll start with Luke. And of course, I love adding figures to my Luke collection. I love all the various different versions of Luke that we've been getting in the Black Series. And they knocked this one out of the park. I love the facial sculpt. I think it looks really good. We have the scars on the side of his face there, which is a result of the attack from the Wampa, which looks great. And all the little details, the like rank badge and other devices that are on his vest. And the paint work on this guy is great. Let me just give you up and down, and to show you all the little details they got in there. His hat and the straps, the little bits of silver on the pouches and the belt. We do have a working holster, which will show you that in a little bit. See, all kinds of great little pieces there. Very cool. Just all the little details. Is no messy paint job that I see. It all looks very cleanly applied. The one bit of cloth material is his little scarf. This little piece that hangs down, which is nice. So it'll move around with him. You could pretend to put it in front of his face if you choose to. And it's just a nice touch. I like that. I like that they've used cloth this time. Okay. He does have a couple of accessories. He has his blaster pistol, which is really nicely sculpted and painted. Look, we have the brown on the handle and the silver for the barrel, which is really nice to see the little extra bit of paint detail put in. A little more effort put into this weapon. We've seen this gun several times before, but it's nice to get the extra touches there once in a while. Okay, and he does have, of course, his lightsaber. Again, we've seen this with other Luke Skywalker figures. The blade is removable, and just to try and show you the detail It's really well painted, sculpted. They got all the little touches, little silver, the little daub of red there, a little gold, of course the black on the handle. And you notice there's the loop, which can be hung on his belt here, the hook on his belt. You could, and just like that, it hangs nicely. You see how it fit really nicely in his hand. I'm just going to take that off. I show you, he does have a trigger finger here, so he does hold the blaster very nicely. And we'll put that in, and just there you go. You got a perfect fit. He gets that trigger finger in there really nice. So that's good. So he looks great with the blaster, he looks great with the saber. Either way, even though he doesn't even use the blaster in the movie, but it's still cool to have that option. And as I mentioned, you do have the working holster, which this little strap comes undone there. And you put this in. And this goes in all the way, and it's nice and sturdy and tight, and can get this in there. So there it is. There it is, the blaster in the holster. The strap comes around, you can see the tip sticking out, so that's really great. And okay, now we'll go over the articulation, and articulation is really good on this. We have the head, it's on a ball joint, and you have the hinge joint on below the neck, which is mostly hidden. Well, I see you can't really see it, which is good. So you get left and right. You can look up a little bit. You could look down. So you got great motion there. Hinge joints on the shoulder, so you get all the way up and move forward, back. You have a single joint on the elbow, so it moves up and down. You get a swivel right there. There's no swivel on the wrist. We have a swivel here on the glove, this portion of the glove. So you get that. That's on both hands, of course. Right above where the waist would be, you have like a ball jointed torso, like a lower torso. So you get left and right, and you can move back and forward, and just again, good range of motion there. It's nice and tight. You know, we're not overly tight, I should say, but it's not overly loose. It's really well done. The legs move forward, hindered a bit by the lower portion of the vest here, but you can still get it up a decent amount. You can move back, hips move out. You have the upper thigh swivel, double joints at the knees, which is good, and we get hinge joints at the ankles, so they move up and down, and you do have the ankle pivot. So great overall articulation with Luke. It's just really well done, I think. You know, the only thing would be if you had double joints at the elbows. That's the only thing that I think would make this just really knock it out of the park. But as it stands now, I think Hasbro did a great job with this Luke. I think all we need now as far as major outfits is the Farm Boy Luke, which I believe we're getting soon in an eventual wave. Now, let's move on to the Wampa, which, as you can see, zoomed all the way out, and this guy is not in frame fully. You can't, he is big. But this is really great. Look at that face. They got the blood on the teeth and the chin down here for when he's chewing on the dead tauntaun that we see in the movie. And it's just the sculpting of the fur. You got, you know, he's of course mostly white, you know, around the mouth, and the horns and on the nails are like a grayish color. We do have kind of slight variations on the fur. So it's not just one shade of white. It's almost like an off-white. But you can see all the sculpting work done there. The fur, similar to the way, you know, if you look at the Chewbacca figure, the way they did that. Of course, this is a lot bigger. And look at the, and this guy has some weight to him. He's a heavy figure. You know, you pick up this pack, and you're definitely getting your money's worth. That's for sure. There's no doubt about this. I forget what it cost originally in store. I picked this up for, I think it was about $33, $34 on Amazon. I thought that was a pretty good deal. I think it was 40 or maybe 50 originally in store. I don't know. I never physically saw this in the store, but just look at this guy. He just looks just angry and vicious and menacing, which is the way a Wampa should be. You know, just really fits the bill. I just do not want to meet this guy in the dark cave. Unless, of course, you're a Jedi with a lightsaber and Force and have all that ability, then maybe you stand a chance. We'll go over articulation with this guy. It's pretty good. Head can move left and right. You know, you got to work it a little bit. You know, because of the sculpt, it's kind of hindered a little bit. You don't really get much up or down movement. It moved just slightly, so not much movement there. But again, that's just due to the sculpt. Now, this arm, you have a hinge joint, so the arm doesn't move. Yeah, see, it's really tight, but it can move all the way, up and down, forward and back. Single joint at the elbow. See, nice and tight there. So you get hinge joints, and you do get rotation back and forth like that. And the paws, mitts, claws, whatever you want to call them, they do swivel. Okay. Again, you got to work it a little bit, and again, nice tight joints. There's a little bit of movement kind of back and forth. You can get a little bit of a hinge, but not much. But it does move a decent amount. Okay, you have two joints here, ball joint right here. There's one there and one there, so you get some movement here, a little left and right, and then another joint right below that. And you can't really you can get a little bit of forward and back, but not much. He's just a thick, bulky guy, but you can get plenty of left and right movement, so you can get him some decent poses there. The legs can move out a little bit, not all the way. You do get forward, some forward motion, and back just a little bit. There's upper thigh swivel, which just, listen, that's tight, but it is there. Single joint at the knee. Okay, moves forward and back, and the feet move. Let's see, this one's a little looser, I think. Yeah, just they move forward and back, and there is ankle pivot. It's just really nice and tight. Which for this guy, because he's so heavy, the joints are nice and tight, so he doesn't have too much trouble standing, and he doesn't topple over. So overall, really good articulation. Now, this arm is slightly different. The hand is the same, the elbow, same joint, but you do only get a swivel here. That is because the arm is removable. As we remember, it was in the special edition version of Empire Strikes Back. Well, Luke cuts off his arm with the lightsaber, and we see that shot of him of the Wampa holding his arm, roaring, which is kind of cool. And there's the arm. See, and you have like the kind of the muscle or sinew of the arm there. Because I don't think that's meant to be blood. That's really just the redness of the muscle underneath. So you can do that. It'd be nice if they had painted this red so it blends in a little bit more. But again, a cool idea that they put that feature in. You know, I think most Wampa toys over the years have done that. It's just so iconic. We know, you know, Luke comes in, you know, cuts the arm off, and that's how he escapes. So it just pops right in. You got a little bit of separation here where the arm pops in, but it's, you know, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But overall, not bad. And again, just to show you, it in and out. It's not hard to get in. So yeah, there you have it. The Luke Skywalker in his Hoth gear and the Wampa. Two really great figures. Again, I think certainly worth the money if you should pick this set up. The Luke figure is really well done. The Wampa is great. You know, great articulation on both. The accessories are well done and painted and sculpted. Again, a lot of weight to the Wampa, so it's not a hollow piece. That you get in your money's worth. You get that bulkiness that you should have with a character like the Wampa creature. So I would absolutely recommend picking up this set if you don't have it already. Check Amazon and other online stores. I'm sure you can find it if you still can't find it in stores. It's an older set now, so you may not see it. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this review. And again, this is the Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch scale Wampa and Luke Skywalker. And, you know, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until my next video, just stay tuned. And may the Force be with you.